So there's a ton of reasons why Tennessee is awesome, and why people are still escaping hellholes in California, New York, and Michigan to move their families and their businesses here. I'm one of those people. I moved to Nashville in 2021 for the great people, great values, great community, great barbecue, and great opportunities. Tennessee is fantastic because it's a free state, and a state that's good for businesses because the government doesn't get in the way, and no state income tax is a plus. Now recently I've been talking a lot about PBMs, which are pharmacy benefit managers, which exist to negotiate lower drug prices, especially in high-volume pharmacies, and some lawmakers in states across the country are looking to ban them, making arguments about fair competition and defending independent pharmacies. And here in Tennessee, State Senator Bobby Harshbarger is pushing punitive PBM legislation that would prevent PBMs from owning or operating pharmacies in Tennessee, which could force pharmacies like CVS and Express Scripts to leave the state. Or while his mother, Congresswoman Diana Harshbarger, has also been pushing her own federal anti-PBM bill. They both happen to be pharmacists, and Bobby Harshbarger has an independent pharmacy in East Tennessee. But even if we set aside what seems like a pretty obvious conflict of interest here, this isn't really even about PBMs, especially when we remember that Tennessee has already passed reforms to hold PBMs accountable and increase transparency. And as I've said 1,000 times, we need to improve state-level and nationwide healthcare in so many ways, including improving access, choice, quality, and transparency, so some reforms are good. No, this is about the state choosing winners and losers, and how it flies in the face of the same freedom that makes Tennessee so great in the first place. Behind it all, there's a thin line between careful and targeted reforms that respect an underlying ideological foundation of a state like Tennessee, and the sort of progressivism, regardless of good or not so good intentions, that destroys the core things that matter. Ultimately, this is about deciding where the line is between reform and protectionism, and it applies to all areas of business. More competition is good because it's good for the consumer. It really is that simple. So reforms that improve competition are good, and reforms that hurt competition are bad, because less competition in any industry raises prices, kills opportunity, kills jobs, and kills the kind of progress that keeps a state like Tennessee going. And let's not forget, fewer businesses in Tennessee, fewer tax dollars for the state government. The last thing Tennessee needs is heavy-handed laws that rig the game. Any state that wants to keep its business-friendly label just needs to stop putting its thumb on the scale. You can regulate to make sure businesses are playing by the rules, but don't pick winners and losers. Instead, let businesses compete fairly as well as freely, and let Tennesseans, the people who make this state great, decide who wins in the free market.